Let fall upon its back the soot that falls from chimneys, and towers that fall from extremism, the bastard son of apathy. Oh, how will we brave? What will we tell our plucky sons and daughters fair in soul? How are we to prepare a face to meet the faces that we meet? There will be time to murder and create.
I've forgotten how to rebel. A bomb explodes in some foreign market square, like the period that follows an argument, the obscene culmination of mysticism. And what of the comfort you and I live in? The videos of bleeding and dead protesters are too much for us to watch. A burning embassy attracts the political hyenas, and we barely notice that kids are shooting kids in lower and lower grades. I rejoice at my baby learning to crawl, and there will come a day when I can't remember the joy of lifting her in my arms. The rediscovery of love came too late, after too long an absence, and too late comes the realization my mind is decaying, and with it everything I wish I could have cherished. My overstimulated, underachieving brain can barely make anything more than notations. Rampaging bikers on the news, stagnating economies around the world, flourishing hatred online and in my heart, and the concern I've lost the courage to fight it. I've seen black and white turn into color. I've seen the flick of a switch turn into mind control. I've seen a person's life become the lint inside the pocket of a pair of jeans. I've heard of clowns who were killers, and killers who were comics, and comics who stopped telling jokes. I've seen the great ape of mockery debate my other half on a university stage. I've heard people say they don't care. I used to feel stories emerging from my open hands, like a breath of moldering decay reaching inside me. I used to hold music at my fingertips, a slick, dark temptress, delicate, even breakable. Experiences once required attention. I used to care. I imagine I can see kids walking around with bombs hidden inside designer backpacks. I imagine them with their camouflage caps of illusion upon their heads and a grungified straitjacket tied around their necks, fanatically ignoring the passages of insanity taped across their eyes. I imagine I can see these kids running our businesses and our government, wanting to marry my daughter, even one day helping me to my car to put the groceries in the trunk. I imagine I can see these same kids ask me why we never cared. Today my baby said Dada, and I wondered if I should look up the word, as I'm not sure it means what she thinks it means, but it reminds me that maybe I've done something right in my life. I've heard the same rhetoric 1,000 times too many. I've heard the same apologies all my life. I've heard the same arguments repeated by the moron and my doctor. I've heard the story before. I heard the joke first told in grade school. I've heard it told better. I've even heard you say I love you. I have 2 copies of Crime and Punishment on my bookshelf. One half finished from 20 years ago, the other never opened. My own magnum opus is an unfinished novel about a man split in 2 that I may eventually dedicate to someone special. I have a notebook of ideas I've lost interest in. I have a trinket that will become like every other trinket before, something I was never able to turn into art or imbue with meaning, not like the swans in the park. When you have nothing left to say, do you resort to defacing antiquities or punching a hole through a priceless canvas? There was a story once of a kid who wrote poems, and until he realized all the poems he wrote were about poets trying to write poetry for other poets, and he couldn't find another poet to read them. So one day he burned them all up before jumping off a bridge. He was hoping to get a smile. A kid once kicked in my front door, but he ran off before I could shoot him or ask him why he wasn't in school. The world is getting younger, and I've learned to reflect upon my addiction to you. Am I the only one fascinated by absurdity and obsessed with subliminal nonsense? I've tried to see for myself what the censors block, but I still haven't figured out how to unblock my own censors. Somehow I've become an orbiting satellite cut adrift. I've become the fruitless repudiation of physics' harsh laws. I'm simplicity melding into the cosmic background, and the moments keep sliding away. What I really need is a vacation, not these blood pressure tablets, not the fish oil capsules, the niacin pills, the glucosamine, ginkgo biloba, and the aspirins. It takes all I've got to shout out my message. An inhaler and a nebulizer to fight off the damage of 25 years of smoking and find my voice. As if you really care. I knew the answer then, and I know the answer now, but there's nothing like being the symbol of everything wrong with this country. Yesterday I took a nap with my 10-month-old cuddled up beside me, and it was the only meaningful thing I've done this week. Today I flipped channels on the TV and mumbled under my breath about rational thinking and personal liberty. Today I read passages from Brave New World to my little one, but I'll need to get those bifocals if I want to finish it. I still remember when you said I love you for the first time, and I remember the last time too, and the craziest part is I still care, all too much sometimes, but only sometimes. And the day will come when my child rebels, 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 rebels.
I have no words of that day, only spat coffee and a look dazed. I fumbled for my pen and paper to write remembrances, only to realize we would never forget. All the words have been used, of wars past, of deaths past, of sadness past. I have no words for that day. Please accept my apology.